Okay, so again, welcome to our recruitment orientation for UC Riverside. We'll go ahead and get started. I know that we've already done some introductions, but again, the goal of this time, again, is to learn more about UC Riverside, its unique distinctions, student body, and programs. Learn about the different services that we offer around recruitment and branding. Gain tips from our team about how to maximize your efforts on campus, and then obviously to get connected to the folks that can help you with your recruitment. So I'm going to skip over this, but again, this is our team. As you can see, we do have, industry outreach specialists aligned with different industry sectors to provide more of that targeted outreach, and they work closely with career specialists that are aligned with the different colleges. So, and then obviously we have John, our events manager, who supports with a lot of our larger career fairs that we do and other logistics related to events and marketing. And then myself, and then Sean Gill is our director. So, just to share a little bit about UC Riverside, not knowing, we didn't talk about where you went to school, but possibly you have, I feel like if you're local, you probably have some connection to somebody who went to school here. So, but UC Riverside, I think there's a lot of things that we feel really proud of. Being kind of the nation's leader in social mobility, educational access, and research excellence, especially here in the Inland Empire. I think we play a unique role in helping to kind of build this economy and helping to kind of link our students to opportunities locally. We were founded in 1954. We have 27,000 students, so actually we're welcoming in the largest incoming class ever, and have plans to continue to grow in the next, 5 years. So we have about 5,000 faculty and staff, so we employ quite a few folks here, and we are a Research One institution and a member of Association of American Universities, which is a very prestigious group to be part of, which basically states we're out of the top like 70 schools as it relates to research and innovation and so on. A little bit more on us and our rankings. As I already mentioned, we have been number one in social mobility 4 out of the last 5 years. Again, within worldwide, in the top 1.3% of universities. We have a high number of first gen students that attend here. So students who are the first to, go to college within their family. And I think that creates a unique dynamic of students who are hungry to learn and to work, and maybe have already been working because they've been supporting their families. And many of them that are very interested in staying local as well. Um, as I already mentioned about AAU Association. And this was an interesting stat. 65% of our students end up staying within Southern California, led by those staying in the Inland Empire. And then also, we are ranked high for best schools for making a public impact. So, again, some really great rankings that we feel really proud of. So with that, I'm going to turn it to our industry outreach specialist to speak a little bit to the unique colleges and programs we have, just to get to know them a little bit more. So we'll start with Alex for BCOE.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Michelle. So I partner closely with Bourne's College of Engineering, which we lovingly call here BCOE. It is ranked sixth in the nation of public schools for engineering. We have 11 majors from data science, environmental engineering, computer, mechanical as well. And we also have a new robotics major, which is actually really cool to see because at the end of the year, the seniors do their capstone. You see all these cool robots in one of our ballrooms here on campus. So that's really awesome to see. I will say that our students are very engaged at BCOE. We have a strong community of student organizations and leaders who I like to think that come to our Career Center events often. So it's really great to see that level of engagement. And, they're always asking us questions about job opportunities or employers. So partnering with the college and with the student organizations that come from the college have been really great and rewarding. And then also talk about College of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, which we call CNS here. I partner with them as well. So we're also ranked top 4% worldwide in physical chemistry. And we also have majors in physics, ecology, geoscience, and material sciences, biology, all of that great stuff. And so I think this might relate a little bit to Jennifer. A lot of our students that come from CNAS are pursuing the medical school route. And I'll talk a little bit more about the School of Medicine and kind of that pipeline. But many of them also want to be PAs or pursue some type of community health, the public health type of career as well. And so it's really great to partner with CNAS, not only seeing them kind of continue their education here at UCR with the School of Medicine, but also go off to do great and amazing things. I think I'll pass it off to Kai for the School of Business.
Thanks, Alex. I'm super excited to share with you a little bit of information regarding the School of Business. One thing that I always like to lead with is I love to share that the UCR School of Business is accredited by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Businesses. So this is fantastic because only 5% of business schools in the entire world are AACSB accredited. So it's something that we are really proud of here at UCR. UCR also has the largest undergraduate business program in the entire University of California system. Students have an opportunity to select from 3 degree programs, which include a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, a Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science, or a Bachelor of Science in Business Analytics. UCR has the only actuarial science program within a business school in the UC system. So typically, what will happen is incoming first and second year students will register as pre-business students under the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, which is otherwise known as CHAS. And then once students meet their prerequisites, typically at the end of their second year, they then submit a major application for acceptance into the School of Business. So upon acceptance, students who are business admin majors will go on to study the art and the science of business. They take really rigorous math and analytical courses. And then they also have an opportunity to select a concentration as well. There are 7 concentrations that students can choose from, which include accounting and auditing, finance, information systems, management, marketing, operations and supply chain management, and business analytics as well. And then lastly, I'll just close out with sharing that in addition to the 3 majors that the School of Business offers, students can also choose from 9 business minors within the School of Business as well. And I will send it back over to Michelle.
All right. I think we have Jonathan next up with Chaz.
Hello, everyone. Yes, Chaz, the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. It's actually our largest college here at UCR, the most amount of students, the most diverse amount of students, I would say, and incredibly engaged in just so many different ways, just because of the number of, just by the nature of that college and what it covers, the humanities, arts, and social sciences. So it keeps me busy in trying to engage these students on all these different levels from um, uh, in the arts ways. We have different panels, we bring the careers over. But just to give you some quick facts about Chaz, some fast facts. We have 20 plus departments in Chaz, 10,000 plus students. That's huge. 60 plus majors, 300 plus faculty, 3 Pulitzer Prize winners graduated from Chaz, and 2 U.S. poet laureates from Chaz Ties, 1 faculty and 1 alumnus. So just a storied college here at UCR. And I always tell the students coming out of Chaz that they also have, I think they're the most diversely hireable type of folks as well. Depending, if you have people focused jobs, if you have analytical type jobs, if you have, um, jobs focused on creating those networks and connecting and creative problem solvers. I fully believe you're going to find those students within Chaz. So our employers here today definitely consider my students as great candidates for just from listening from the positions. I think I heard from Jennifer there. It sounds like you needed more trained individuals. But working with hospitals, I'm sure there's a ton of different positions that would just make sense for Chaz students as well. So we will all, and Brenda too. So we definitely will connect after this. Should I go into School of Education right after? School of Education, unfortunately or unfortunately, they're very, very hyper focused. They are our students going into teaching. Some quick background, and because of that, I think some of the best teachers are coming out of our school, and they're truly doing great things all around the Inland Empire area. But some distinctions. Ranked number 80 best graduate education programs in the nation, U.S. News and World, 2023 to 2024. Number 1 university in the United States for social mobility. Oh well, that's just UCR related. My apologies. Home to University of California's first Family Autism Resource Center, SEARCH, support education advocacy resources and community. And School of Education has the only American Psychological Association, the APA accredited school psychology doctoral program in Southern California, which, if you know anything about that particular accreditation, it's programmatic. And that means that the department and the program itself had to follow a litany of different benchmarks and have a quality of program to be able to have that accreditation for their specific program. So students within that program you'll be guaranteed to have top-notch training, and it's the most diverse education faculty in the UC system, according to UCOP Info Center 2020. So it's a storied school, and I truly believe some of the best teachers are coming out of UCR at the School of Education. From there, I will also go into School of Public Policy, and because that's another school that kind of falls under my cluster of industries, and also similar to Chaz, I think they fall under that same kind of umbrella of a lot of them are looking into getting into policy. Of course, there's a School of Public Policy, and they're looking into find those jobs where they can affect real policy, whether that's on the local level, state level, or national level. But at the same time, they are very open to, because when I look at my events, they're coming to all sorts of different events from the School of Public Policy. So I feel like they fall in the same wing as our Chaz students in terms of if you're considering, a creative problem solver, a individual who can kind of meet your needs in those specific job roles. I think for Chaz, it could also fall for School of Public Policy. Some quick highlights with them before I go too long with all these different schools. School of Public Policy was founded in 2012, making it one of our newer public policy schools in the UC system. It is one of only 4 public policy schools in the 10 campus University California system. So UCR School of Public Policy offers the only undergraduate public policy major in the entire UC system. It also offers a combined 5-year BA NPP program, Master of Public Policy, allowing students to own both degrees with integrated coursework, capstone, and internship experience. So it's a very small department among all the other schools. I think there's maybe 1,000+ students in there, not too much. But they're super engaged and um an incredibly creative group of students as well. So I highly encourage, if you're looking to meet those type of students, to connect with me after as well.
All right, we'll pass it on to Alex for School of Medicine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I mentioned earlier, I was over at the School of Medicine. I was the residency and career advisor, mainly focusing on residency placement for our fourth year graduating medical students. The mission of the School of Medicine at UCR is to improve the health of the people of California, especially to serve inland Southern California by training a diverse workforce of physicians. So, the School of Medicine, UCR, and the city, the county, Inland Empire, have noticed that there is a lack of physicians in the area. And so this is a really great mission that really drives the work. It is a community-based school of medicine. So whereas maybe UC Irvine has a centralized medical system, here at UC Riverside, we have different offices where students can train and rotate at, particularly in primary care specialties like family medicine, internal medicine, pediatrics, and also in our shortage areas, which we've identified as obstetrics and gynecology, OBGYN, and psychiatry as well. Yeah, so I was there for a while. I like to say that, my time there, that our match rate or our placement rate was above the national average at 97%. So these are students that are mainly local and that mainly stay local, that want to train in either inland Southern California or in Southern California. And even though we focus on primary care specialties, we do have students that go off into anesthesiology or orthopedic surgery. But the main focus of our School of Medicine at UCR is that primary care specialty to really serve the mission of the institution. And I think that's it.
All right, thank you so much. So as you can see, there's a lot of really great expertise here that can really help guide and connect you to the students that you're most interested in. So, and a great range of programs. So just a little bit about the Career Center. Again, I kind of highlighted this before, but just to emphasize, we do have a career specialist model. So again, the vision behind that was really to help align so our team can better align with those industry clusters to be able to provide more targeted outreach, provide more curated kind of experiences. And then on our career specialist side, you can see that they're aligned by the different colleges. And so we actually have matched both of our teams together in groups so they can be able to, again, provide targeted experiences pending on the student population and the industries we're targeting. A little bit about the services that we provide. So, if you are like, I'm ready to hire someone like yesterday, we have roles to fill, we need to move forward and start getting these students into these positions. We have a variety of ways to do that. So we do say at a baseline, we recommend everybody to be on our platform Handshake. So I don't know. How involved you both have been with Handshake, but this is kind of our central career management platform where all of our jobs are posted. And we have over 60% currently that of students that utilize this for their job search. So if you are not posting your jobs, it's a missed opportunity for you because this is where a lot of our students are. And we do utilize, we will once jobs are posted there, we have other ways of kind of amplifying that through newsletters and other communications. So we do really recommend starting there. We also have we have an opportunity to get in front of a lot of students around interested in specific industries. We have a variety of career fairs that we offer, and we have another slide. We'll jump into what those are. Um, And then also we have the opportunity to do an information session, and we can offer those both virtually or in person at our career center. And our industry outreach specialists would then work with you to coordinate the details on that, to market your event, and to host that event day of. And so I would say that is a primary kind of recruiting service. We partner a lot with organizations to get, share that information out with your target groups. And then we actually have dedicated interview rooms in our space. We have two with the up to five, if needed, spaces where if you wanted to host on-campus interviews, we would reserve a room for you. And again, market your opportunities to students. There's different options. Say you attended a career fair and you're like, we have our list of students we want to interview. We could just provide the space for you, and then it's convenient for students to attend those interviews. Or if you wanted to market your positions through Handshake, and we would help market those for you, you could select on Handshake your top applicants and invite them to attend that interview day. So again, that's an option. Or we also will host office hours in those spaces as well if you wanted to do just kind of some preliminary conversations or screening with candidates. We also have branding services. So this is really maybe more of a long-term kind of approach. So, you really want to kind of work on building your name out there so students kind of know who you are and are more likely to want to apply, to want to attend your events. And we do recommend you consider kind of doing a little bit of both. I think you're going to have more success at your recruitment events if you're also doing some work on the branding piece. So we will send targeted email blasts on your behalf. And you would kind of give us what those target groups are. You can give us, majors, grad year, even up to GPA. We can pull that list for you and send that. And it's up to 5,000 students. We have marketing bundles. So if you, again, really want to, get a deeper reach with our students, this is a great way to kind of get plugged into some of our main branding services that we have. And, if you maybe have like a big deadline, like every year where we want to get this many students by this time frame, you may want to consider, multiple strategies on that. You also can host a table on campus. So we have a couple places where we do that, but a primary spot is near our bell tower. There's a ton of student traffic on Wednesdays between 11 and 2. There's a big event called Nooners where pretty much you'll see a ton of students that are out there tabling. And so it's a great way just if part of your approach is just to be out there, getting your name out there, meeting people who are walking by, but also people who we've marketed that you're going to be there. It's a great way just to get out there. We also will host campus coffee chats, which is similar to tabling. It's just in a different location where near our coffee bean, where you can have kind of a Keurig of coffee and just another incentive to get students to come to your table.
Michelle, I just want to point out also we offer the tabling in front of our patio now, which is becoming a little bit more popular now that we've been trying to throw a lot more patio events as well, like our happy hour. But yeah, sorry to interrupt there.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Yes, we have been doing a lot more hosting of events on our patio, so that is another option for employers as well. We also have a featured employer of the week. This one's a little bit more of an investment, but we have multiple things that we'll do over the course of that week where we'll put your company logo branded on our homepage of our website. We'll do a social media campaign, and then we'll host a couple different events during the week. And then finally, we invite employers if they want to give some career advice to students. This is a way to kind of be part of that education piece with our students, but also help brand your company as well on our social media channels. So these are some ways that you can also engage in both our recruitment and branding services. Kind of the next step, we do have a form that we would ask you all to complete to make that request and kind of get you scheduled and connected to our industry outreach specialists. With that, I'm going to pass it to John to speak to our career fairs.
Hello, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. But yes, I think one of the things that I also wanted to emphasize, just reoccurring with what was being said before, I wanted to mention some of the statistics behind Handshake as well and the importance about posting because there was some data that was pulled out and over like 31,000 students here at UCR log into Handshake at least once. And so it is really kind of the most universal platform where students go there to really search up for their jobs, try to attend some of these events, especially our upcoming career fairs here that Michelle has beautifully displayed, and just wanting to really participate with employers. Really getting involved with local employers as well too, and I think that's one of the biggest target area. And me being a UCR alumni, I one of the biggest things that I really appreciate about UCR is that it is a very diverse student population as well too. So we really serve a variety of different communities, and I think that's really beautiful to have just because we're all very passionate about what we're majoring in. And I think even just being a student in the student environment, it's really nice just to be surrounded by a lot of motivated individuals. So I did wanted to, as an alumni, I wanted to highlight some of the the ethics and the morals of our student population, just because I know it's really one of those things that we really strive for. But yes, as Michelle has mentioned, we do have our upcoming student employment fairs. These are our fall fairs that are set for this upcoming quarter. Our system is through a quarter basis. So for the fall, we have on October 2nd, the Student Employment Fair, which is just more inviting local employers and certain campus partners to do some recruiting for part-time position. But then we also have our Universal Fall Career and Internship Fair, which we are super excited for. And I work with Kai closely on this, just to make sure that we include a variety of different divisions, a variety of different employers to attend our fair, and that's part of this fall fair. We kind of mimic the same thing as we had in the spring quarter, which I don't know if you all have participated, but we have the same feel as the spring and internship fair during the spring quarter as well. And so that's just kind of more of aligning of being able to be more in tune with bringing a variety of different employees with focus in a variety of different sectors, and it gets really highly populated. And then we also have our upcoming STEM career fair, which I want to emphasize. Last year, we had our top number of students, over 1,000 students attended our STEM and career fair. And I think those are one of the target student populations that we want to emphasize also with our career fairs is we try to heavily market that as well. So we always try to recruit as much employers to attend our career fairs just because we do get a lot of engaged students, which is one of the things that is a big emphasis after we release a survey to our employers who attend our career fairs, is they really appreciated the amount of focus and engagement that our students have when attending those and the professionalism. I think I will like to highlight that our students are very professional when it comes to career fairs and very well prepared. And then we also have our upcoming graduate and professional law school fair, which is already booming. We have almost like over 100 different graduate universities attending this fair. So it's really exciting. And of course, we also have our upcoming winter and spring career fairs, which in the winter, we are going to do an engineering and technology career expo. And then just to specifically focus on those two areas, just because I know we want to partner with BCOE and have that emphasis with the specific divisions with each college. Then we have our education, government, nonprofit career fair. And then, of course, we have our spring and internship career fair, our health professions information day, and our just in time career fair for our students who are last minute looking for jobs. So we try to, still provide that opportunity for them before they graduate. Like, here's a bunch of employers who are recruiting and willing to hire students, especially from our university. But I think the biggest emphasis that I want to say, and I don't want to toot my own horn with this, is that one of the difference between our career fairs to other campus partners, career fairs like other UCs, is that we really emphasis on customer service. And me as the events manager, my goal is to make sure that your transition coming into our university, attending one of our career fairs, goes smoothly. So we do provide shuttle services. We provide food, great food actually. That's one of the biggest popular things that I've been hearing from our employees attending our career fairs. Is like, oh, UCLA gave us sandwiches. You're giving us a buffet. And so I think that's one of the biggest emphasis that we want to do is any employer who is attending our career fair is we want to make sure that you are fully welcomed and you don't run into any issues when coming to our campus, because we understand that universities have huge campuses and UCR is one of them as well too. So we like to make sure everything from you parking to your car to coming to the event venue goes smoothly, and I think that's my overall goal. I do also manage a lot of the heavily marketing that we do here. So I work with the industry outreach specialists to kind of do a lot of the promotions for employers. And I will say the numbers with our Instagram account, and we just recently launched our TikTok account, are really great. So for potential collaborations, that would be amazing just because I know students would like to see more of employers who are interested in recruiting our student population. And I know from the collaborations we've done before, they've had been highly successful. So we do definitely look forward to that collaboration as well too. And then I know it's still in the talks, but we are hoping to launch a podcast as well too, just to have partner up with certain employers and then have them tell their story, their mission, and why they are seeking for certain positions. So we're hoping to launch that anytime soon, maybe this year or the next years. I know it takes a long time, especially with production, but those are one of the biggest highlights that I want to emphasize, and why I think working with UCR would really help and benefit both parties involved.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Obviously, it's great having an alumni as well. And thank you for sharing that perspective with us. All right, team, I'm going to try to get us through these next few slides quickly because I want to make sure they are able to connect with you all after. So, Isabel.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the hiring a work study student and what the work study program really is. So the work study program is an opportunity for eligible students to earn money while gaining real work experience while their time here attending at UCR. So the eligible students are receiving a work study award through their financial aid package. And the award will vary depending on their level of financial need. So they'll be able to see how much they get through their financial aid package. And as for the employers, the work study program allows our school districts, nonprofit organizations to hire those work study eligible students to work for them at a fraction of the cost, because the program assists employers by paying a portion of the qualified student's wages, with the employer paying the remainder of the balance. And most of the work study jobs are, like how Michelle mentioned earlier, are posted through Handshake. So you would go through hiring the student, hiring on the Handshake platform that UCR has as well.
Excellent. Yeah, so this is relevant for any nonprofits or school districts. Typically, we'll see either tutoring or kinds of community service types roles. If that is something your organization would be relevant for you, we are more than happy to have a conversation. We're always looking for new partners. So. All right, I'm going to just briefly touch on this and move us on to the next part. But this is just great for organizations who maybe you're not ready to take on a full-on intern yet, but you maybe could commit to having a project where you could have something short-term that is low risk and is low cost and could allow students to get some great work experiences. So we actually partner with a platform called Parker Dewey, where you can be able to post those opportunities, and then students are able to apply and be able to be linked to you. So again, really great opportunity if that's something that you might be interested in. And again, we'll share out all these links and information after the fact. So, team, we're going to wrap up with some recruiting tips. So, maybe in 30 seconds, if you can give us your best pro tip for our recruiters here, things that they can take away. So, I will turn it over to you all.
Yeah, I think the easiest thing you can do is post your position on Handshake. As we kind of talked about throughout this presentation, this is where our students are looking for roles. This is also helpful for me when I do newsletters for our engineering college and for CNAS. Once the role is on Handshake, I'm able to add it as like a featured button on the newsletter so students can easily click on it. And it's just easier to market the position once it's on Handshake, at least on our end. And depending on your goals and the outcome you'd like, it's just again an easier way to make sure that that is distributed to the student population.
Awesome.
I will also say that number two is a great one. Adding your positions to your career fair registration is really important, just because we try to tailor our students to when researching your company to make sure that they look at the positions that they're recruiting for and they're better prepared and bring you kind of that skill set. Because we know, career fairs are kind of restrictive in terms of the timing. You'll have a line of students at your booth. And so we want to make sure that when our students are meeting with you during the career fair, they're pitching you specific details and really wanting to emphasize their portfolio that will best fit the position that you're recruiting for. So I think posting those positions during the career fair registration is really important. So I really would highlight that sector as well too.
Thank you, John.
And for me, I would say a best recruiting tip would be brand recognition. Creating a brand strategy can really help to build long-term awareness and interest. It can also help to enhance a student's perception when they're considering your company as a desirable employer. Consistent visibility through on-campus engagement and branding through things such as targeted email blasts and on-campus tabling, which Michelle talked about a little bit earlier, can really help to boost student interest and also boost engagement with your company as well.
Thank you.
For the last few recruiting tips, recruiting is always going to be a relationship based entity. So be careful not to over automate the process and lose the human element. This definitely rings true for our students. And one example I will quickly mention is our partners with City Year. The rep with City Year truly understands this particular tip. Instead of just doing the normal info session, here are our jobs, here are what we're doing, he really takes the time to think of topics or workshops or anything really that he knows will connect with the students given whatever is going on. I mean, one simple thing he did before was a workshop on what's it called? Imposter syndrome, and that drew such an interesting crowd. And he said afterward that they formed relationships afterward, and some even applied, and that's what he was looking for. That type of connection with the students. And I think it's always important to remember that in the recruiting process to, yes, these basic info sessions, not basic, but these typical traditional info sessions are important. But if given the opportunity, you should try to mix it up and see if you can do some kind of interesting workshop of some kind or a topic that you know will connect with students. Paid internships support an inclusive candidate pool, and you're increasing the size and diversifying your pool of potential interns. Definitely true. We'll go a little bit deeper into what we look for in internships, but developing these internships have huge impact on the employer and the organization. One of them that comes to mind for me is our partner in IRED. They developed a fellowship recently, and when it's such a robust and interesting fellowship that it really resonated with the students, and UCR now is the most, they get the most amount of applicants from UCR out of all of their UC campuses. UCR is the one that gets the most amount, they get the most amount of applications from our students just because we were able to market that internship in a way that really resonated with our students. So that's another thing too. So and why there should be a greater interest in developing these internships within your organization.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan and team, for those great tips. I do want to just piggyback real quick. If you all are not already hiring interns, I do believe internships is a great way to build a pipeline into your organization, get students interested earlier on, and then retain them after. So, again, if that's something you're not doing already, happy to consult with you all about how to build that out. And again, I think is going to help our students to want to stay here locally after the fact. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up our time. Do a little bit of what I'll do is we'll send this out, the slide deck, after the fact with links. There is a survey where we want to know kind of a little bit more about what you're looking for to help link you to the best services and what our next steps are. And again, we'll do that follow up after this, but I wanted to go ahead and connect you directly with your industry outreach specialist in a breakout room to kind of have that conversation about what your next steps are. So, I believe, Jennifer, you mentioned possibly more on the STEM side. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, I think for us, we've kind of got a range because we've got everything from the customer service side to the physicians